Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today just going to be reviewing some trades that I took on my combine today. I'm actually doing this video first, but hopefully um, later tonight, but earlier Monday for you guys, my payout video will be coming out. So if you haven't seen that video already, go check that one out. Kind of goes over um, my first payout, which is super cool. So because I trade at nighttime, I had to make sure that I locked my funded account so that way the payout request isn't denied or I accidentally trade on it. So we traded our combines today. We have four combines to trade. I made sure to properly put a leader and then the other three as followers, right? So looking at today's chart, a bit messy. And I kind of want to explain why. Did I take good trades? Yes, I did. But fear is still happening to me to the point where I am discretionally getting out of trades rather than actually making sure that it actually hits my stop loss, which I understand, right? I don't want to take the full loss, but at the same time, if I had held my stop loss, I still would have been in the trade. I wouldn't have lost any money, and um, we'd be in a lot of profit right now, right? So let's kind of go over the trade. So I have it on replay. If anyone knows how to get rid of this replay watermark, please let me know because I don't. Maybe it's always been there. I just never noticed it, but I don't like it. Um, but let's go over it and then we'll kind of go over the executions too. So, of course, we always start at 8 o'clock, right? Took our first trades at about 8:50. So we'll kind of go through um what it looked like, right? So going through replay here, you can see our zone, volume profile zone right here. We like that. We broke already. We already broke. High volume, we broke down, but then it looked like a reversal. We reversed back up. Our bias is short, right? We gapped down, we came back up, filled that gap, and then continued lower, right? And then we've been stuck in this range. My issue with trading most times is range, right? Range trading is so difficult for me. By trade, literally and figuratively, nice pun, Vic. I am a breakout and retest trader. I love breakouts. I need to see breakouts. And one thing I noticed in my trades in May is that the reason why my trades would fail or quote unquote fail, but then go on to win is that they do exactly this. They break the zone, but they don't break the key level. A lot of times, if you go back to my April videos, I would see that once we broke the zone, right, on higher volume, we usually broke a key level with it. And then when we retested and then confirmed lower, it would just work perfectly, right? But a lot of times now, there's a key level set, a reversal set. We break the zone towards the trend, but then what happens is that we stay here and we head back up. Why is that? It's because we're in a trend or we're in a range, right? We're not in a trend, we're in a range. So you can see here, I end up taking uh, a trade there, right? I end up getting in about this candle or the next candle, right? Setting a limit order. And that's fine. That's literally my setup. Break the zone, I'm up, I'm down. But what I'm starting to learn is that I need to break a key level. If I really want it to work, I need to break a key level, right? Right here is okay to get a starter position, but then you have to be comfortable only adding smaller here and then setting your stop loss at the last pivot point, which should have been up here, right? But getting into this trade, I put my stop loss at this top wick right here because I know if we start going above that, then we've probably lost. I added a lot of contracts. I added about a total of three, four, five. And I think I might have added one more, but then I ended up getting out, right? And I got out right here. So let's fast forward and kind of show what happened. So that's great. It looks like my setup, everything is great. But then here we start coming up. Also, too, if I look left, the zone kind of shifts, right? So the zone comes all the way down here. So now that one time you broke down here is the only one that you broke. Right here, we also broke too, right? But not anymore. It's invalidated, right? So this is kind of where same thing happened on my last trade to get my payout. Something similar happened where we started testing VWAP. Started testing point of control, which is this black line here. Purple is VWAP for me. Uh, and we started testing these areas on the downtrend, right? So what happened, right? We started coming up. I got out, right? I was like, oh, we're done, right? But honestly, I should have kept my stop, right? Which was at 317.50. I should have kept it. We did get close to it though, but I should have kept it because the volume is so low on these candles, right? Look at the volume. For me, you can see here, let me pause it just so it doesn't ring accidentally. But it says volume crossing 700, right? That's my alert to signal me that that's significant volume. Now, it probably could have been maybe like 650, but still, none of this. This is 344, 283, 224. That's not significant volume. You keep the trade until it stops you out. Same thing here. Another one, 288. It's scary, right? Because it's going against you. But then we reject, right? We went as high as 312.75. And then we started falling lower. So then you'll see here, I was like, oh, shouldn't have gotten out. Took a $250 loss, right? But then we re-added, right? Because our setup is still at play. But this time, I believe that starting from here, right? We took 3 trades today, 2 winners, 1 loser. But it really should have just been 2 winners, starting from the next time I trade, right? Whenever we see that we don't break a key level, I cannot take that trade, right? But what I can do is if I see high volume rejecting off point of control, off VWAP, off of um, getting close to a key level or kind of like increasing volume heading towards a key level, then absolutely you take that trade. And that's one thing I learned on Reddit yesterday or 2 days ago is that if you're getting close to a breakout level on or to a key level or a breakout level on increasing volume, then you're more likely to break, right? Which is exactly what happened here. But if you're getting to a key level right here, you're getting to a key level. This is the highest volume we got, but we're approaching it. There's not really a lot of increasing volume. Then you're probably going to stay, and that's a range, right? So that's literally what happened here. So you can see increasing volume here. The volume levels are starting to get bigger, and then we finally broke, right? And then we continued. So added quite a bit. Ended up taking break even for the day on this trade, so it was a winner, right? I think we were up like $17 on this, but then I re-added. I wanted to get a better entry. But honestly, I should have just stayed. But once I saw this candle here on like higher volume, I was like, okay, we're good, right? And then you can see how the rest of it played out. So yeah, honestly, really good trade. Three, really, to be honest, if I'm being completely nitpicky, that first one is a decent trade, but it's not good execution, right? So 30 good trades is 30 good trades. Today we took 3, but was the execution on the first one good? No. Even the second one I could have held, right? But because of the fear of the market going against me, because of the fear of it potentially reversing, because I've been traumatized with reversals, then I took out break even. Not that I purposely did it, but I just saw that big green candle that happened right here, this huge candle that I got stopped out. But then we said no, we're adding some more. Even here too, we had some fear. I took off 5 right here because I was afraid again, right? I was risking about $500 on this trade because I was confident in it, but I was like, oh, it's probably too much risk, which is fine, right? But we need to be able to get over that fear. We need to hit our stop loss. We need to hit our levels, right? So overall, good trades today, 3 good trades, but it was borderline, I would say, right? A little bit borderline because of the fact that I figured that out this weekend, and it's still not very comfortable to me in terms of that being my approach and my setup when it comes to that. Usually I'm just used to that. If it does this, it does this, right? But now that we're starting to learn a little bit more and taking key levels, starting from the next time I trade, we have to make sure we break a key level first before um before I take the trade. So But yeah, I mean, we're already 11 trades through, 9, 10, and 11 today. We're already 11 trades through these 30 good trades. It wasn't on the Express account, and of course, trading on that account is a little bit scary because now I only have about $700 in drawdown left because we took a payout. Um, but hopefully that payout goes through. I'll update you guys once it does. But overall, not too bad. Not too bad of trades, and yeah, like we just got to keep it going. We're so close to passing these accounts now. On our worst account, we are about. So this is the worst account here. We are about $840 away from passing, right? So I think my rebuild date is on the 15th. So we have about 2 weeks in order to pass these accounts before another rebuild, which would greatly be appreciated. But at the same time, it's like I'm not trying to rush it. I just want to be less afraid, right? So obviously this channel is called Trading Stoically, and I was reading some Stoicism today to start the month. And one of the things I read from Epictetus, I've been reading, or I'm trying to read Discourses by Epictetus. In book 1, chapter 2, one of the things he says is this. In short, if we look carefully, we'll find that nothing distresses a rational being as much as what is unreasonable, and conversely, that nothing attracts it as much as what is reasonable. But people's views of what's reasonable and unreasonable differ, just as their views of good and bad do, and what is or is not expedient. This, above all, is why we need education, so that we learn how to adjust our preconceptions of what's reasonable and unreasonable until they fit particular instances in a way that conforms with nature, right? And this applies to life, but obviously this is a trading channel. We talk about trading. We have to understand that the market does whatever it wants, right? The market will do whatever it wants. So taking a loss, it hitting your stop loss and then reversing and going to your TP is reasonable. It's crazy to you, right? Because you're like, oh, it shouldn't do that. But the market does whatever it wants, right? So if the market does whatever it wants, it's reasonable, right? And the same thing too with our trading, right? If you take your setup, it's your model, it's your perfect model, you've refined it, you're learning from it, you're learning how to adjust from it. You take it and it loses, right? Where it's supposed to lose, you executed well and you lose. It's reasonable, right? But a lot of times um we want to look at the market as being against us. We want to look at the market as like, oh, the algos got me, or oh, like they were hunting for my stop loss and things like that. When in reality, it's like you are responsible for your trading. You are responsible for the trades that you take in order for yourself to improve, right? In order for yourself to get a payout, in order for yourself to pass a challenge, in order for yourself to do well in this game of trading. And we are responsible for that, right? So it's whatever happens in the market is completely reasonable. If Trump comes out and starts saying things and it makes the market move, it's reasonable, right? We can never look at it as unreasonable. We can never look at it as something like, oh, that's not supposed to happen because the market is telling you what's happening. So it's your job to either go with the flow and adjust to it or be stubborn, not adapt, and then lose money, right? So that's what I'm continuously learning. But yeah, um, hopefully, um, hopefully things continue to improve for myself. I've been trading better. This is another winning day for me, which is really nice. Um, I'll talk about my May recap in the payout video too, just a little bit, but it's really nice to be able to have a feeling of like, okay, you got a payout. That takes off that monkey off your back. But of course, we want more, right? And I'm very grateful for that. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Let me know how your first day of June went, trading. Let me know if you guys took your setup. Let me know if you guys executed well. Today I didn't execute the best, but I didn't execute poorly, right? Trading is I think trading is 90% or 95% psychology, 5% technicals, but I think it really just depends on your level, right? In terms of like how long you've been trading, how experienced you are, right? So for me, personally, like I feel like I know how to read the charts well. I feel like I know how to read direction well. I feel like I know how to read volume fairly enough, right? That to me, 90% of trading is now psychological. You know, when I was in those trades today and I saw, you know, it coming up here and I stopped myself out, right? It was psychological. I shouldn't have. I should have let it go. The volume was low, right? But I was scared because you start seeing these huge green candles, right? But then once I went back in, again, it was psychological where I'm like, no, like I believe this is working. It's trending down. We're breaking out now. We have to be able to do it. So that's what I've been trying to do. And that's what I've been trying to stick to. So overall, it is what it is. Starting off the month with a green day, that's awesome. But honestly, it's about passing these accounts now and making sure that we continue to take good setups and continue to trade well because you don't want to overtrade, you don't want to do too much, you don't want to, um, be in a position where you're losing money for no reason, right? And that is the goal for me. So, anyway, guys, that's it for this video today. Yeah, let me know how you guys are doing, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep trading stoically.